Okay, so we are back, and I'm going to give you that backstage, behind the scenes look at my Bible study and show you how you can use these free online tools that we've been talking about in the interpretation stage. So here's my Bible, and if you remember, we made observations and I asked some questions like who is Paul and Timothy? What are the saints, overseers, and deacons? Where's Philippi? And so now over here, a couple pages over, I have some, begin answering these questions. I found out where Philippi is, that it has some natural advantages, all about the location of Philippi. We come down here, we all about Augustus, Roman citizenship. Here's something about Paul. And this is really, and then here I really focus in on who Paul is. And again, I'm looking to the Bible first, so I can read an encounter in Acts 28:30. I did the same thing for Timothy. You know, who's Timothy? I found in 2 Timothy, it talks a lot about Timothy and who he is and his mothers and his grandma. And so I'm answering the questions that I had in my observation stage. Now, how do I do that? If you come over to the computer here, you can see I have Bible study tools open right now. Actually, let me go to the reading first at Bible Gateway. If you remember, this is where I like to do a lot of the reading online because I can pull up multiple translations all in the same pane, and so I can have the ESV, the NIV, and the Message all together. And remember what I said, that allows me to see where the translators had translated words differently. And so I can then begin to pick out keywords that I want to study, and it helps just paint a general picture overall of what the passage is saying. But if I go over to the book of Philippians, if you don't have a study Bible like myself, you can click on here and you can get a summary of the book. And so I have a summary of the book of Philippians. It tells me about the author, the date of writing and the place of writing, the general purpose of the book, the recipients, the characteristics. It gives me an outline to follow. So this is a really kind of general information here. I can also go to Blue Letter Bible and begin getting a little more in depth, right? So here's Philippians 1, and so if I want to study this, I'll click on the tools and it'll bring it up, and here's the Greek version of it. And then it highlights it as I go down, Paul and Timothy, the servants of Jesus Christ. And so if I want to do a word study on this word servants, I can click on it, and it's going to bring up all kinds of things. I can go into dictionaries. I can look at lexicons. There's a wealth of information here that it allows me to research. And so I want to encourage you to explore that, and you can learn more about how to do that in the video free online Bible study tools. Here is from Bible.org, and so as I was searching for those things, here's a letter about the Pauline epistles. This tells me all about the background of Paul, his conversion. Again, there's another one for Timothy over here from Bible.org. This is all about Timothy and his background and who he was and his relationship with Paul. And then Bible.org offers their own study platform, which they call Lumina. And in here, this is a really great tool to help you especially get a grasp of the original language. So you can see I have the Greek text up right over here. And as I hover over the English words, it highlights the Greek text to the right. And not only that, but down here in this box, a little pop-up comes up and it tells me about the word that I'm hovering over. So let's go back to this word slaves, doulos. Down here it tells me that it means a slave, bondman, of servile condition, and then it gives me a definition that I can follow. You can also then change this to be more of a note. So you can see here it gives me a little introduction and background, a map that I can read, and I can go through this, as well as getting some different notes and commentary. So this is going to be kind of like a study Bible here with commentaries and different things you can add your own notes to. So again, there's some really phenomenal tools that you can use in your study that you don't have to be a scholar, you don't have to have it all together, that are going to help you find the answers to these questions. that I know that Philippi was founded by King Philip, a Macedonian king, on or near the site of ancient wells. That there's some natural advantage. They have gold, silver, and all these things are they're gonna begin to richly color the text, so that when I go back and I begin reading this again, all of that background information is going to help me understand what this is saying, what it means. And that's what we're after. So now that we've made observations and we've begun interpreting them, we begin answering those questions so that we have a full understanding of what the author was trying to say to the original audience. Now, only now, after we have that understanding, can we ask the question, what does that mean to us? And that's exactly what we're going to talk about in the next session of this series, is application and how to apply that truth to our lives today. So make sure you stay tuned. Thanks again for watching. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and I'll see you next time.